Hello everyone, welcome to cognition class. As I said earlier in the previous session of video that I will be explaining the concept of standards. So let me start this video by explaining the standard. Standard. What is standard? It is the principle of which is applied during the process of audit. So while doing the process of audit, some sets of principles should be followed. That set of principle is called as standards. The standards of audit are applied to all independent audit, which means wherever an independent audit exists, standards of audit should be applied. SA, that is standards on audit, deals with the general principle. Further, while the auditor is discharging his attesting function, it is the duty that SA are followed while auditing the financial information. Suppose in case the conflict between the law and standards on audit, law will prevail. Okay, if there is some conflict between law and standards on audit, law says something and the standards on audit say something. If you have any confusions like that, you should follow the what is said in the law. Law will prevail. Now let me explain the term which I said earlier in the previous class, which is material misstatements. What does mean by material? See, material, any item or information that influence the decision making of users of financial statement. Any item or information that influence the decision making of users of financial statement. Any item which is influencing the decision making will be considered as material. The one which is materiality to a person may not be material to another. See, if see for example, see I have given you example X Limited and Y Limited. X Limited's turnover is 10 lakh and Y Limited turnover is 100 crores. X Limited has a loss in transit of 1 lakh and Y Limited has a loss in transit of 1 lakh. The same amount 1 lakh and 1 lakh. For X Limited it is material, but for Y Limited it is not material. So materiality differs from client to client. So the one which influence the decision making will be called as material. Now in page number 1.21 they have given the qualities of an auditor. The qualities of an auditor can be asked as a question in 4 mark or 3 marks. So mark it as important. See, in fourth line they have given the qualities required according to Dixie are tact, caution, firmness, good temper, integrity, discretion, industry, judgment, patience, clear-headedness, and reliability. He must have the highest degree of integrity backed by adequate independence. In fact, Code of Ethics mentions the integrity, objectivity, and independence is one of the fundamental principles of professional ethics. I hope that you can see the pencil markings in my book. So mark this. And at last you can also see the definition given by Lord Justice Lindley in the course of judgment in the famous London and General Bank case had succinctly summed up the overall view of what an auditor should be. According to Lord Justice Lindley, he said an auditor must be honest, that is, he must not certify what he does not believe to be true and must take reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. You can also mark this. This may be also asked in a questions. Now let's move on to the standards. In first chapter they have mentioned 3 standards. 3 standards are dealt in this chapter. What are the 3 standards? SA 200, SA 210 and SA 220. SA 200 belongs to overall objective of an independent auditor and SA 210 is agreeing to terms of audit engagement and SA 220 is quality control for an audit of financial statements. Let me explain about SA 200, that is overall objective of an independent auditor. SA 200, the old name of this essay is BPGA, that is Basic Principles Governing an Audit. And the new name, as you all know, Overall Objective of an Independent Auditor. What is the objective of this standard? It contains the ethical requirements and the principle that the auditor must follow throughout the process of auditing. And let me explain what are the requirements in the SA 200. For easy to memorize and it's easy to understand, I have shared all the things in an easy way. See, first you memorize this ICSWDPAA. I could see Watson drawing picture. If something is beautiful, what we will say? It's we will say no, like that only. It's I could see Watson drawing picture. It's First memorize this, and next you can able to understand this. I, integrity and independent objective. C, confidentiality. S, skill and competence. W, work done by others. D, documentation of AWP, or AWP means audit work paper. P, audit plan. And A, accounting system and internal control. And again A, audit evidence, and the last final A belongs to audit report. First memorize this in an easy way. I could see Watson drawing picture. It's After memorizing this, it will become very easier. Okay, let me explain the first point, integrity and independent objective. What comes under this point is integrity and independent objective. It is a duty of the auditor to be independent in his opinion, and integrity. Integrity means honesty. He should be honest, and while providing the opinion, he should be independent. That he should not be biased upon the management. Okay, next point is confidentiality. Okay, while doing audit, there will be lots of information and explanations and data will be obtained by the auditor from its clients. It is required to be maintained with confidentiality. He should not share this information to anyone else because the matters are confidential. No, he should not share. But only on the 3 conditions he can share the information. What are the 3 conditions? While he get the prior permission of his clients. If he gets the prior permission of his clients, he can share. And the second one is if the court orders something. If the court has ordered, it is necessary to share the information, then he can share. And the last final one is if the public interest is involved. Only on these 3 conditions, he can share the information which is confidential. What are the 3 conditions? Prior permission of client and the court order, and if public interest is involved. Let me move on to the third point, skill and competence. It is required that auditor has skill, knowledge and expertise in the fields of what and what? Audit and accounts. He should be a chartered accountant or member of ICAI with COP. COP is nothing but certificate of practice. Now let's move on to work done by others. Only auditor can do, it is possible that only the auditor should do all his work. It is not possible. No, he can take help from others also. Sometimes auditors may get use of the works of experts, assistants and juniors also. It only reduces the burden of him, and it is not reducing the responsibility. It only reduces the burden and not the responsibility. Is this point clear? Work done by others. The auditor can get help from the others like experts, assistants and juniors. It only reduces the burden and not the responsibility. Documentation of AWP. AWP means audit work papers. As of now, you write here refer SA 230. While explaining the SA 230, you could able to understand this point. documentation of audit work paper. Audit plan. Auditor has to plan. No, auditor has to plan based on the nature, timing, and extent of which internal control system can maintain BOA. BOA is nothing but books of accounts. Based on the books of accounts and the nature, timing, and extent, you should make an audit plan. Accounting system and internal control. The auditor can make suggestions while doing audit of accounting system and internal control. He can make suggestion if required, okay, about the accounting systems and the internal control maintained. Okay, audit evidence. Audit evidence, right here essay 530. While explaining essay 530, you could understand it more clear. Audit evidence. Auditor with the help of audit evidence must give audit conclusion. It should be auditor can only do audit if he gets SAE. SAE means SAAE. SAE. Sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Only if he gets SAE, he could do audit. Audit evidence nothing but SAE. Sufficient appropriate and audit evidence. With the help of the audit evidence, he could give the audit conclusion. And the last and final one is audit report. Auditor submits the report to shareholders. What the auditor will do with the audit report, he will submit the report to the shareholders, which is the connecting link between the shareholders and the auditors. Okay, this is the whole information given in the essay 200, that is the overall objectives of an independent auditor. I am ending my video now. In the next video I will be explaining the other standards. So thank you.